Like, how do I start this? I mean, it's G1 Optimus. It's like, okay, write a funny review of Citizen Kane or The Godfather. Like, what angle do I approach? Do I gush or do I crush? What can be said that others haven't said? Well, maybe just one question. Is Optimus supposed to have blush marks like that? Ooh, woo. In the early 1980s, Hasbro executives visited Japan and saw a series of transforming robot toys known as Diaclone and Microchange, created by the company Takara. Immediately knowing there would be a huge hit in America, John Hasbro met with Takara designers, went to a strip club, and formed a partnership. But Hasbro also knew they needed a storyline to go along with these. They needed heroes and they needed villains. The villain, they chose a robot based on a Walter P-38 pistol that never came back to bite them in the ass. And for the main hero, they went with a bright red, chunky looking robot and gave him the name Optimus Prime. And he's now one of the most well known figures in pop culture. And that's quite literal with the use of the word figure. There have been plenty of re-releases of the original G1 toy, so many with their own little tweaks and touches. You kinda know what to expect, a bright red box with a big gray rectangle. But recently, Takara have announced an interesting new line for Transformers with Missing Link, where they're re-releasing G1 toys, but now with some extra features. We'll get into all of that later, but first let's bask in the glory of this amazing box. I don't talk about the boxes so much unless they're your mums, but this is so cool. The big grid, G1 Optimus doing that pose, and the awesome art on the back by Shion Ueda with that iconic space battle where all the characters look hilariously off model. I always liked Optimus Prime's bug eyes. Let's look at the truck first before the robot, and god, this is great. The big trailer is of course iconic with the ridging, giant stripe, and the never-ending goal of trying to figure out where to put it. And this truck is just, A Freightliner truck was absolutely the right choice for the 80s, especially G1. While I do love me some Peterbilt Optimuses, they just would not have worked with G1 bodies. At least not as well. And this truck just looks gorgeous. It's incredibly striking, but not in a threatening way. That bright red and blue color scheme is just iconic, and all the chrome, yes. Who cares if it flakes off and gets in the air? I'ma snort that shit. It's just a great truck. Whoever is driving this thing is the kind of trucker who looks like he'd have some great stories to tell. I know some diners with the best chicken and waffles ever. Like, there's no obvious bits of robots to be seen except maybe the rear bumper. It's also incredibly well made with a nice mix of plastic and die-cast metal. It doesn't collapse in on itself like Titanium Optimus. There are even rubber tires on the wheels. Not that I prefer it over plastic, but it does roll a lot better. But enough of this truck. This is a robot after all. Let's transform him.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
This figure, like, yes, it's not super detailed and it's not super accurate to the show, but he doesn't need it. He's just immediately charming. He still stands strong on his own in a way. I do love his comically long gorilla arms. He's got some serious slapping hands. That head sculpt is just timeless too, with friendly bright yellow eyes and those blush vents on Ooh Optimus. I actually wish Optimus got to keep his yellow eyes. I like them on a lot of his other interpretations. Much like G1 Soundwave, he's been re-released plenty of times and fits in with lots of other figures at the time. Even if the articulation isn't as strong, except for this one. So the thing is, with Missing Link, they took the chance for a lot more articulation. We have much more capable shoulder articulation, fully rotatable elbows, rotatable fists, head, knee joints, and legs that, okay, aren't the best at rotating, but he can split. You also have a bit of waist swivel, finger articulation, and a chest crunch. So yeah, he can do that pose and the movie Optimus pose I like to use. It's not a perfectly posable figure, but throw a pose on him and he can work it out in his own special little way like the special little guy he is. But now we gotta talk about the accessories this lad is packing. We have that Energon axe that he always seems to come with these days. If only he came with Springer's iconic hammer instead. His blaster rifle, and a new addition is the Matrix of Leadership in golden chrome inside of his chrome chest, because all must be chrome. And that's about it. Oh wait, almost forgot about the trailer. So opening it up, we get Optimus's little repair bay slash battle station. You get Rotor here, who's just a fun little card to go into Optimus. also serving as a sweet ride for any Transformers that can fit.
Witness the ultimate battle between the greatest of warriors.
You also have this little repair robot arm for fixing up the big bot, a gas pump because they didn't know what Energon was yet, and this little drone that can move about freely, and even has spring missiles. Oh yes! Considering how much they've scaled back spring missiles and toys over the past few years, I'm so happy to see these again. Sorry, Studio Series Optimus, you may be the best representation of the animated character, but you can't fire missiles, can you? All you got are those stupid plastic explosions. Though I do miss the spring launching rotor on the original toy. You also get this collector's card that I'll no doubt lose, some delicious fruit by the foot, and this pretty cool little booklet which gives you some nice insight into the making of the figure, with sadly no funny mistranslations from Google Translate. You also get a sticker sheet. Why? This is a rant to toy companies. Please stop with sticker sheets, especially inconsistent ones. Why is it on toys sometimes stickers are already applied, or in the case of this one, have been made into part of the robot, while others need to be applied, especially when they're so tiny? I didn't bother adding rotors headlights because they vanished as soon as I saw them. And of course, they always come in uneven. I have seen ants bigger than these headlights, especially when this was so expensive. Please just paste them on or have direct transfers, thank you. So yeah, overall this is a really good figure. It's loyal to the G1 toy and what makes that figure so beloved, while at the same time has all the benefits of a modern toy. It's great, but I must say the timing of it is a little bit odd. It makes sense to release this on the 40th anniversary of Transformers, but it's not the only G1 Optimus for it. Walmart re-released the original G1 Optimus a few years ago in cartoon colors for $75, which you can still find easily. Granted, it lacks the bells and whistles of this, but for some people that might be enough. There's also the anime edition of Missing Link here with more anime accurate colors for less money but no trailer. Far more budget friendly is Transformers Legacy G1 Optimus Prime, which essentially is a budget friendly version without the die-cast metal, less paint and details. Now for some people that may be enough and they don't need the trailer, which I'd understand. Hell, there's also the Studio Series Commander figure, which is almost half the price, has more articulation, and for some, they don't care about the Transformers toy history, more so want the best representation of Prime. Now I have both figures, and to be honest, I'm really happy to have both. They're both excellent in their own ways. One is the best representation of the cartoon Optimus, while the other is one of the best representations of the toy Optimus, if you get what I mean. It's the iconic figure just with the bells and whistles of modern Transformers. Why should they fight about it when they're both the best at what they do? And honestly, I'm all in for the idea of Missing Link in general, because it's one thing to have those retro re-releases, having versions with updated tooling and articulation would be great. Imagine if G1 Devastator had legs that could move and he didn't fall apart as soon as you saw him. Imagine an actually good Starscream, and don't imagine Shockwave because his mold was from a different company. As we've also seen, canceled figures aren't off the table, with RC's fertility idol design getting a release. Could we also see G1 Unicron getting released, albeit probably in smaller form? Why limit it to G1 even? Why not release the canceled Beast Wars 2 toy of Unicron as well? Or why not remaster some figures from Armada with better articulation? And of course, given this is a primarily Japanese line, it also means G1 Megatron that turns into a gun isn't off the table either. There are so many possibilities, and it's especially nice given a lot of these original figures can be kinda pricey. So it'd be nice to have versions that are loyal, but in a lot of ways superior. So I'm all in for the line. So tell me, what do you think about Missing Link? What are some figures you'd love to see as part of it? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, and am I the only one here who hears the name Missing Link Transformers? I imagine Bigfoot as a Transformer. Close enough.